Hey everybody, I'm Miss Cole. I think most of you know me, but just in case you don't, I'm Miss Cole with a K. What we're going to talk about today is iMovies and videos in the classroom. Not so much things that you've gotten off YouTube, but things that specifically you have made. YouTube is still a good resource, and we'll talk about how to use that in a minute. But we're going to spend most of our time talking about videos that you can make specifically for your classroom. Why use videos in the classroom? There's a bunch of different reasons, and I started doing this last year with videos that I made. And so some of the things that I noticed is that, one, all students can see. In the art room, I have to often do a demonstration, show students how to use a particular material, and not all the kids can see. The kids sitting right there near where I'm demonstrating or right at the front of the room can see great, whereas the ones at the back struggle, even if I'm using my projector screen. Sometimes it's just easier for the kids to see if they're right there. So I can hook up the camera right where the action is happening, and then every kid can see once it gets displayed on the board. Another great reason is that the kids tend to pay attention more. I don't know what it is about putting a video of me up on the screen, but suddenly all of the kids are glued into that screen. Whereas if I'm up there talking, they tend to kind of do their own thing and pay attention to everything else in the room other than me. The other great thing is that while they're watching the video, I can monitor what's happening in the classroom a lot more, and that cuts down a lot of behavior issues. Creating videos is a great resource if you are going to be absent. If you leave your iPad in your classroom, then your substitute can easily access that video either on your iPad, which I don't recommend storing them on your iPad, but they can easily access your YouTube channel where you're going to upload these to, and then play them for your class if you're going to be absent. Additionally, if you have a student who's been absent, when they come back the next day, you can just pull out your iPad or pull up a computer in your classroom, take them to that web page, and put that video on. They can watch it, and then they're caught up. I had several students last year who were homebound students, and so I could create videos, put a link on there, send them the link which they could watch at home, and then I knew that they were getting the information that I needed them to be getting. Also, everyone gets the same information if you create a video. I teach, this year I'm going to be teaching 3 separate sections of Art 1. And so, the first class of the day, I'm usually pretty good about making sure that I give them all of the information, but by the time I get to the third class of the day, sometimes I forgot, did I tell this to them, or was that the other class I told them? And a lot of times my kids will be like, Miss Cole, you're repeating yourself, or I know that I'm skipping information because I just think I've told them, but I haven't. So it makes sure that you've covered everything that you need to. Using videos also gives you a few extra minutes of prep time. I would recommend keeping your video short, 3-4 minutes, maybe 5 at the most. But that gives you a few minutes while the students are watching the video of you teaching the lesson. You can be handing out papers or supplies or just monitoring the classroom, taking attendance. So it's a great use of your time. So we're going to cover a couple different topics today. Obviously, how to make a video. I use my iPad. There's other tools out there. Since we all have district-issued iPads, that's probably the best way to go. We're going to talk about briefly about how to edit them, upload them to YouTube. We're going to talk about when to make videos, when it's a good time in your classroom to use them, because it's not always the best tool. You don't want to put yourself out of a job by replacing yourself with a video of you, but they are definitely a good tool. And then we're going to talk about suggestions for specific uses in your classroom. Obviously, the art classroom is quite different from what you teach, and so we're going to look at ways that you can use them in your classroom, maybe kind of give you an opportunity to kind of start thinking about where you might be able to use this in your classroom. I did some prep work last year by making videos, so I'm already set up for this year. For some, I still have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of videos I plan to make, but I've already done a lot of the legwork. Once you start to do it, you realize it's real easy just to incorporate it almost seamlessly into your classroom. So if you have any questions, jot them down on a piece of paper, and we're going to get started here. Thanks.